Do you have a lot of little scraps left over from other quilt projects that you don't know what to do with? Let me show you how to make a clever little template for free to use those scraps up. Then I'll give you a couple of ideas on how to use those blocks. Stick around and I'll show you how. Hi, I'm Roberta from Quilt Crafters Corner, and today I'm going to show you how to use up that scrap that you have that you don't know what to do with. So let's get started and let me show you this. So first, what you need to do is you need to get a piece, either a piece of cardboard, a 3x5 card, whatever, just something that's a little bit sturdy. And what I did is I just cut a piece of cardboard and then I marked a 1/4 inch line off of one edge. I placed my 2 fingers down and kind of drew a line and then cut it out. And once you've cut that out, then you've got your template. This is your template. So let me show you how to use it. So I have these 4.5 inch squares here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this scrap on the diagonal, and I'm going to place it right here on my square. And just make sure that it's a little bit over these edges. I take my template, I line my fabric, my top fabric up with this 1/4 inch line. I lift the fabric and I pull it over, put my 2 fingers on it in the empty spaces, and slide my template out. Now, my piece of fabric is right there, exactly where it needs to be. So I'll take this to the sewing machine and I will sew my scant 1/4 inch off of this edge. Okay, so there's my block. I've sewn it down and I've pressed it to the outside of the block. Now I just need to trim it up, and remember what size of block I had. I had a 4.5 inch square, so I line my 4.5 inch up so I make sure I'm just trimming off what I need to. And there's my block. So now it can be added to those. Let me make another one for you. These are really simple to make, and after a while they get to be kind of fun because you can use all different fabrics. And like I said, this is just what I've pulled out of my scrap bin and am using up. So I try to keep the pieces so that they're not covering a lot of the square. You just want them on the corner. And you could put them on all 4 sides if you wanted to. You can do a number of things with this. So let me just so here's my scrap, and I'm just putting it on the edge of my block like so. I'm putting my template down, and as you can see, I've got my fabric lined up with my 1/4 inch that I had marked on my template, and I'm just lifting that top one up, flipping it over, holding it down with my fingers, moving the template out, and then just flip this so it's all lying flat. Now just take it over to the machine and a 1/4 inch seam. And there's my square. Now I just want to square it up to 4.5 inches, which is what my square is, and just trim. And I'm just trimming off that excess. And there's my block. Let's see, that one's going that way. So, and as you can see, this kind of makes it would make a zigzag pattern if I had just, let's see, that way, and then that way, that one goes that way, and this one would be that way. So you can see it kind of makes a zigzag pattern here. And then I have these blocks, which I've made a star, and you can make a diamond, and that one's another star. So this is a very versatile block. The other thing you could do is you could do both sides. You could do this corner, and then put that together so that it would all kind of just be this real scrappy look going through your blocks. The other thing that I have thought of, and I haven't gotten to that, is take a print material and do these, my corners, with a solid. So that's another thing that I'm going to try and see how that looks, because I have a lot of solids that I need to use up, especially scrap. So I'm going to try a print with a solid on the as the corners. So that's the flip and stitch, and it's really just, it's kind of fun and it's easy to do, and you can use all of your little scraps and you don't even need to cut these really. If you just wanted to do them as blocks on the end, you could do that too. It's just a real simple way to use up some of your scrap. And just pull it over, put your fingers, hold it in place, and then just flip this up. As long as the material doesn't move, you're okay. And then just go sew a scant 1/4 inch. So let me go do that. Okay, now I'll just trim this up. And there's my block. So as you can see, it makes this kind of like lightning pattern, and it would just keep going through the quilt. And then you have the stars and the diamonds. So that's today's block. It's called Flip and Stitch, and the template is really easy to make. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is a really good way to use up your scraps. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I release a new video.